पश्चिम बंगाल में कोई सुरक्षित नहीं है। आप बीजेपी का अगेंस्ट में न्यूज करेंगे तो आप भी सुरक्षित नहीं है।
पब्लिक के ऊपर इतना अत्याचार किया है, इसलिए उनको सरकार से भी फेंका और अभी अंडा ट्रीटमेंट भी हो रहा है।
तृणमूल को मार रहे हैं, तो किसका जेब में तृणमूल का अंडा है हमारा बस मालूम नहीं है। तो तृणमूल को इसको सल्टाना चाहिए।
ये तरीका है।
দেখুন how I've been hit through the window. পুলিশ কি করছে দেখুন, কোথায় পুলিশ? এরা আবার লোক আনছে দেখুন। এই পতাকা চলবে যতই ডিম মারুন।
शुक्रिया अदा करना चाहिए, सिर्फ अंडा फेंके और क्या क्या फेंकने वाला है बाद में देखिए।
Think about an egg. 7 rupees available at every grocery shop, every roadside stall. No license, no background verification, no metal detector, nothing suspicious about it, and yet, over the last few weeks, it has become one of the most talked about political objects in entire West Bengal.
দেখুন how I've been hit through the window. পুলিশ কি করছে দেখুন, কোথায় পুলিশ? এরা আবার লোক আনছে দেখুন। এই পতাকা চলবে যতই ডিম মারুন।
Eggs have been thrown at senior Trinamool Congress leaders, Abhishek Banerjee, several local leaders, and now Mahua Moitra. The Calcutta High Court has asked the state to ensure proper security after the latest incident. Politicians are discussing eggs.
किसका जेब में अगर अंडा होगा तो इसको पकड़ने के लिए तो कोई मशीन नहीं है, मेटल डिटेक्टर नहीं है। शायद मेटल डिटेक्टर से अंडा को पकड़ा नहीं जाता।
Police are discussing eggs. The courts are discussing eggs, which raises a genuinely strange question. How did breakfast become a political protest? At first glance, this sounds ridiculous. An egg? Really? But the more you think about it, the more interesting it becomes. Because an egg doesn't really function like a conventional weapon. Its purpose isn't to seriously injure someone. Its purpose is something very different. Humiliation. There are no dramatic crime scenes, no shattered glass, no broken barricades, just one politician covered in thick yellow egg yolk. And within minutes, that image is everywhere. On television, on WhatsApp, on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere. Politics today isn't fought only through speeches. It's also fought through images, through perception. And an egg creates an image that is almost impossible to ignore. Now look at the pattern. This wasn't just one isolated incident. Over recent weeks, multiple Trinamool Congress leaders have faced similar public confrontations involving eggs or other objects during public appearances. At some point, it stops looking like a coincidence and starts looking like a new form of political expression. Interestingly, these incidents are unfolding at a time when the Trinamool Congress itself has been going through visible political churn. Since the recent electoral setback, several senior leaders have publicly criticized the party's internal functioning. Others have formed separate blocs, questioned the leadership, or distanced themselves after spending years defending it. Now, it doesn't prove that these egg attacks are somehow linked to internal politics, but it does explain why the BJP has been quick to argue that what Bengal is witnessing may not simply be BJP versus Trinamool, but in some cases, Trinamool versus Trinamool. And that brings us to the bigger question. Why now? West Bengal has long had a reputation for intensely competitive politics. Different eras have been associated with different dominant parties. The Congress era, the left era, the Trinamool era. Each, at different times, appeared politically invincible. The state has also witnessed serious allegations of post-poll violence and political intimidation over many election cycles. Against that backdrop, the current image feels very different. Instead of only reading about clashes or political violence, the country is watching politicians dodge eggs. Whether that reflects changing public confidence, greater willingness to publicly confront political leaders, organized political mobilization, or something else entirely is a matter of debate. But the symbolism itself is very difficult to ignore. The latest incident has also produced two very different narratives. Mahua Moitra has alleged that BJP workers were responsible for the attack and has named individuals. 16 individuals she claims were involved. The BJP has rejected that allegation. Instead, it argues that these incidents reflect internal tensions within the Trinamool Congress rather than attacks organized by BJP workers. Now, those are competing political claims. Investigating responsibility is for the authorities, but what's observable is that these incidents have become a recurring part of the political conversation. Then comes the legal curiosity. How exactly do you stop an egg attack? The High Court has emphasized the need for adequate security. That sounds very straightforward until you remember what we are talking about. An egg. You can screen for weapons, you can install metal detectors, you can check bags, but eggs are ordinary household items. They are sold everywhere. They are part of everyday life. You and me probably had eggs for breakfast today. That practical challenge is part of why these incidents have attracted so much attention. The object itself is so ordinary, yet the political impact can be enormous. Maybe that's why this story has traveled so far, because this isn't really about eggs. It's about symbolism. Democracies have always found unusual ways to express dissent. Black flags, ink, shoes, different countries, different eras, different symbols. Perhaps Bengal has added another image to that list. Think about that egg one last time. 7 rupees, available almost everywhere. Ordinary enough that nobody notices it. But if it lands, the smell can linger, the stain can linger, and in politics, sometimes the image lasts even longer. You are watching Fault Lines. I'm Abhijit.